And welcome to our first emojis I chose with my eyes closed horoscopes. So the way this works is my cat just looked at me. My cat's looking at me funny because I'm okay. Anyway, so the way this works is I tweet a couple of emojis with my eyes closed, and then I do intuitive messages based on the emojis that I chose with my eyes closed. And some of them will have amendments, some of them will not. We'll just go through them, and there will be timestamps down below. If you find that I talk too slow, you can always speed up the video speed on your YouTube settings, because I know these can get quite long and winded. So let's just start with Aries. So Aries, I'm getting possible contract with somebody born on the year of the dragon, not Benedict Cumberbatch. Maybe it's, I don't know, or somebody who exhibits dragon-like traits. This will be a super productive partnership, but beware of becoming Woody Allen, prolific but repetitive. Be more like Stanley Kubrick. So quality over quantity, and I'm really sorry if you find Woody Allen problematic. I totally understand that, but I was just using him as, an example. I do not condone what Woody Allen does or did or whatever he's up to these days. But yeah. And I did retweet this once, so there must be, oh sorry, quoted tweet. So whoops, something went wrong. Wait, and we're back. So that might actually be a thing. In April you will hit some snags, but let's see the quoted tweet here. Okay, I just said happy birthday, Pisces babies, Aries babies. I'm sorry, why did I say Pisces? So I do remember giving you an annex. Okay, so your annex is, if you do get a collab offer, ensure that the other party has as much to offer as you do creatively. Don't get dragged down by the basic routines when you had so much freedom when you went solo. And when I tried to type in the word solo, I autocorrect corrected it as slop. So I would caution against rushing things and trying to get things done as soon as possible to meet deadlines. Well, I mean, if you have a deadline, you shouldn't cram near the deadline, if that makes sense. Yeah, if you need extra time to do something, that's totally fine, but be completely transparent is what I'm getting. What else am I getting from this? Yeah, so just avoid the slop, and I added an amendment. Kubrick advice does not apply to YouTubers. So earlier in the original tweet that I got from the emoji, so the emojis you got were dragon ring and the factory, right? And the message was to, instead of being like Woody Allen, prolific but repetitive, you should be more like Kubrick, quality over quantity, but every time you release something, it is something quite different. But that does not apply to YouTubers and probably TikTokers, because you know what the algorithm likes and you know what people like, especially if you're a tarot YouTuber, if you do tarot, or if you do gaming, tarot and gaming, especially those niches and those genres, typically don't allow you to be more like Kubrick. And by like Kubrick, I mean you come up with a new idea every time and you come out with a different style. I guess if you run an Instagram account, you can go from wearing roller skates and tutus to next you're wearing streetwear and you're dressed up like a delivery person, and which I did. I wrote a short story about a delivery person and dress like that, because that's what I do. I write stories and then I create little selfies of me enacting the story. So that's a thing. What else? I'm just rambling at this point. But yeah, be mindful of who you let in. FYI, I've been trapped in bad business deals and collabs twice in my life. Be great for those who believe in you, but just because someone can see your potential doesn't mean they mean well. Some are not looking to grow with you, they just wish to exploit you. Know the difference. So there's that, because there are really weird ways people can trap you. I once had somebody create merchandise of my brand, because I run an Indonesian tarot channel, and that one has a TikTok with about 30,000 followers. And so, it's just so weird the way people try to trap you. It's kind of like you know how it's similar to the way that some women try to get pregnant on purpose to trap men. People can do that to you too. So at one point I had one person, well, this actually happened before my TikTok account blew up and ended up with 30,000 followers. And in fact, this person was a person who suggested I do TikTok. So I don't minimize their contribution to my life, but the way they sneaked into my life was really shady. They created merchandise for my brand and forced me to sell them for this person. It was just really weird. And another time I remember this woman trapped me into a short film, which I do not list on my resume because it was such a bad experience. Just note that when people trap you into situations, into collaborations, that doesn't end well. It might feel really flattering in the beginning, but usually they don't end well because it's part of the other person's karma for trapping you in the first place, if that makes sense. So their karma becomes your karma, and it just gets really messy. So there's that. Moving on to, and I'm the other ones won't get readings this long, but you're the birthday baby, so you get a long reading. So for Taurus, you get the emojis you got were the double bricks and double islands, and they mirror each other, strangely enough. So Taurus, you get double island and the brick wall, and here I'm getting you're hesitant to give somebody a second chance. They might come in with an apology, but are they truly remorseful and want reconciliation, or is it only because they recently got their karma? Put some alligators in those ditches surrounding your fort. I should have written crocodiles as opposed to alligators because crocodiles are bigger. So let's see. I think you also got an annex. Yes, you did get an annex. So you got an annex, and your annex was, this message is probably for you. Watch minute 48 at the 19th second of my Francois Truffaut Claude Jade video about my vision of the hook. I will link that down below in the description. And this one, okay, approaching somebody to cleanse oneself of bad karma as if it can reverse the karma from happening is futile. In fact, I would argue karmic law truly goes into effect and kicks ass in the worst possible way the moment the injured party forgives. Okay, so if you watch that video, you will get what I mean with that. So there's that. Are there any other amendments? No, I don't think so. Let's just check nope, I don't see any more amendments for Taurus. So moving on to Gemini. So Gemini, you got the bikini, you got the pajama top, you got the bouquet, and you got the tennis. Gemini, getting super bougie energies, lingerie, silk robe, indoor pool in a penthouse, and helipad tennis vibes. I'm also getting the vibes of, what's it called? Sunset lamps, golden hour. Golden hour. I'm getting major golden hour vibes, but I'm also getting Greta Garbo, I just want to be alone vibes. So somebody might send you flowers, and when this person, whatever this person's motivations are for sending you flowers, the ball is finally in your court. And flowers here does not always literally mean literally a bouquet sent to your home with a card from a florist. It could be anything. This could be a message. This can be a food delivery. Somebody sends dim sum to your house and with a card, and you're like, okay, I'm not supposed to say like. My teacher does not like it when I say like inappropriately like that. Yeah, so the ball is finally in your court, but what the fuck are you going to do about it? Yeah, use your discernment, because like I said, whatever their motivations are, just be mindful, because once you let them in, they're in. Yeah, it's something that you can't reverse, is what I'm getting. For some reason, once you interact with this person, you can't reverse it. That's so weird. Okay, Cancer, two sides of you. You're thinking about being more of yourself in public because you figured that life's too short to be wearing a mask, but you're nervous about bringing this other side of you to the light. I'm hearing no more Mr. Nice Guy, although this could apply to feminines too, and the death of toxic positivity. Eat candy. Oh, and speaking of toxic positivity, so sometimes people, when they hear toxic positivity, they only think about people who are always sunshines and rainbows. And you know what, in my opinion, especially when you're intuitive and you can see through people, and you know how when you're intuitive, people, somebody can, they can try to contact you using a fake profile, and you know it's them. Well, in a similar way, when you're intuitive, sometimes you can see through people. For example, why they posted what they posted or whatever. And I just felt compelled to show Cancer this post for some reason. So do any of you ever see those no filter or no makeup photos on IG where women seemingly do it to uplift other women, but you know she did it because she's mad that a woman she hates or dislikes looks, just posted something because she was feeling herself and she just looked good in nice makeup, so she wants to curse makeup altogether. And it's when people use good causes like the no filter hashtag or the no makeup hashtag, which are, you know, originally meant to uplift other women, for just to shit on somebody that they don't like, it just really makes you lose faith in humanity. So that is just, oh, and beware of what happens on April Fools. There's that. And also get thee to a mousetrap, my lord. That might resonate with you. And oh, here's another thing. So I cannot stress enough how very real the evil eye is. Please, please work in silence if you can help it. I've been in situations where I've had to tell people about good things happening to me, and they just got energetically sabotaged. So here is a message for you to not say too much too soon. Because it doesn't, you know what, I spoke about a guy that I dealt with who spoke too much too soon, and he ended up cursing his project because he was using his project to pick up women, and a lot of women got hurt in the process, and now the project is cursed. You don't need, and I know that comes off like I'm cursing him and I'm villainizing him, and what's the word, villainizing, I'm not villainizing him. I'm just actually, I feel kind of sorry for him now, because you have to be really insecure to use a Netflix series to lure women. You know, you have to be really insecure about yourself. But I'm not villain. You don't have to be a bad person. My point is, you don't have to be a bad person to be target of the evil eye. You can reach out to your girlfriends because you just want one of them to accompany you to a photo shoot, because you don't feel safe being one-on-one with a photographer, and all of a sudden one of your girlfriends sends you the evil eye and it just screws up. You know, you don't have to you don't have to rub it in somebody's face for somebody to be jealous of you. You can just be living your life. You can just be, you know, I don't know. My point is, you don't have to be a bad person to have bad things happen to you. It's just a fact of life. So these are your emojis. Oh, and another thing, what's interesting is on my, whoops. What's interesting is, okay, you might be, okay, that was a notification for a delivery service. So you might be eating out a lot, and that might not be necessarily healthy. But okay, so Cancer, you got so on Android you have these um your emojis. You have these old school emojis, right? So that might be, you know, you could be doing something quite old school. In April, I don't know what that is. You could be roller skating, you know, quad skating, whatever, something that is old school. But yeah, two sides of you, and you're kind of afraid of showing people this other side of you, but it's a more authentic side. So just do it, I guess. So on to Leo. Leo, you're protecting yourself from the cold-heartedness of others that have in the past robbed you of your peace, well-being, left you stressed the fuck out, and even messed up your health or mental health. The lack of a moral compass is not your problem. Move to a new direction, save sailing ahead. So I feel like in the past you might have gotten mixed up with people who are quite shady, okay? And you're probably thinking, oh my god, these people don't care about the law, and you're kind of wondering what that might do to your reputation because they have no moral compass. And you did get an annex here, so let me read out the annex for you. Okay, annex for Leo, April 2022. Leo, I don't know why I feel this is for you, but if you've an overbearing mother or father who never approves of your partner, he or she will kind of like your next love interest. Eventually, she'll warm up to him or her. You are not cursed. Okay, so I got this message when I was getting a load of shufflemancy downloads. Okay, so here is the entire shufflemancy reading. So you might want to pause some of these in case it resonates with you. I'm just going to show you all of this, and you can pause if you feel like it. I might actually do a reading on this vibe. So if you resonate with that, because I think, is Marilyn Monroe a Leo? I believe she's a Leo or an Aries. I can't remember, but I feel like a lot of Leos will resonate with this. So if you resonate with this, there will be a reading for the new moon in Aries. So, you know, just saying this might resonate with you. What else? Okay, so I think I'm done for Leo. Next we will move on to Virgo. So Virgo, you got Bulgaria's flag. You got the Bulgarian flag, and then you got the shopping cart. Bulgaria, Sofia, folklore, vibrant colors, and opera. Your voice should be significant this month. Ensure you make it clear that it cannot be bought. Your trustworthiness/integrity is at stake if you're an influencer. Only endorse products you feel comfortable promoting. I feel like that's pretty straightforward. You'll be mostly focused on your work. Okay, so yeah, there's that. That's really short and sweet for Virgo because I can't really. Vibrant colors, folklore, Sofia, Bulgaria, opera. Yep. Okay. Libra, you've got the Yemeni flag. So you got the Yemeni flag. You got the lotion bottle and all that. That could be hand soap also, and the cot. And so Libra, you got the Yemeni flag. If you feel compelled to donate to refugees, not just for Yemen, donating locally applies too. In addition to the usual supplies, consider donating hygiene products. If you get plastic cutlery from food deliveries that you never use, consider collecting them to donate. And I believe you got, I believe you're one of the ones that got an amendment. Yes, you did. Annex for Libra, I heard people are donating power banks to Ukrainian refugees, so that's an option. And I also saw something in the news about women leaving prams at the train stations so that when Ukrainian refugees come in, they can use those prams. Just, you know, donate things that people might not think of, but not anything frivolous. Please don't donate anything frivolous because that could be really offensive. But donate things that there might be a shortage of that people might find helpful. So there's that. Okay, so Scorpio, Zambia is known for producing amethyst, tourmaline, and aquamarine, plus other natural resources. Getting major Wakanda vibes here. Make sure you're being paid what you're worth and don't let the colonizers rob you of your resources. Get a good lawyer and value your time. That's pretty straightforward. Yeah, don't undervalue yourself. Do not undervalue yourself. But you know this because you're a Scorpio and you know everything, anything anyone should know about shared resources. But, you know, people might not be well-meaning and they might try to swindle you out of something. I just heard Tinder swindler. Oops. That's bad. So yeah, moving on to Sag. Weird channeled message, emotional metabolism, and young cholesterol. You have not fully processed certain emotions, you bury and avoid them, and then you bounce around like Tigger from Winnie the Pooh, but deep down you're feeling like Eeyore. He needs to be acknowledged too. So I feel like there's a side of you. Considering I use Winnie the Pooh for an example, I feel like that's your inner child. So there needs to be healing of something that was unacknowledged, insecurity. Yeah, especially because I also channeled young cholesterol. That tells me it has something to do with your youth. Emotional metabolism is how you process your feelings, if you dump them, if you also oversharing on social media sometimes, because I'm guilty of doing this. And, you know, it's good, it feels good to share, but sometimes it doesn't fix the problem. Because I remember really regretting the fact that, because I studied international humanitarian law, and as a Sag, you might find that really appealing. International humanitarian law, it's basically the law of war. of armed conflict, you know, the Geneva Convention, the Hague Convention, the law of armed conflict. And I really regret not doing my master's thesis on cyberspace and cyber warfare. And I thought that talking about it in an interview would help, in the alumni newsletter. It didn't help. It didn't help. I overshared and it still didn't help. So, you know, and people know about it. And sometimes we purge our feelings on social media, and we think it heals us, because at first it feels good, it feels really relieving, but then you realize in the long run it still bothers you. So emotional metabolism, I think seeing an expert, seeing a professional, a mental health professional who would know how to heal those wounds would help, you know, as opposed to dumping your feelings on social media, because I can tell you from personal experience, it doesn't solve the problem. So moving on to Capricorn, I believe Capricorn also got an annex. Yes, you did get an annex. So Capricorn, you got, what did you get? You got the wolf and the black cat and the hospital. So Capricorn, beware of going werewolf on the full moon. On the flip side, protect yourself from spiritual and psychic attacks, especially from work competitors and career karmics. Maintain your spiritual hygiene. Palo Santo, sage, and incense daily. Cleanse your decks and crystals. Seriously. Yes, seriously. Because if you know certain people possibly know how to astral project and do telepathy tricks, I would highly recommend keeping your subconscious busy with subliminals playing in the background whilst you sleep. If they wish to talk to you, make them talk in the 3D. And this might resonate with you, because I've had people who refuse to talk to me directly. People you meet on Bumble, people you meet on Tinder, and eventually once they connect with you on social media, they decide that they only want to communicate subliminally via Instagram stories. Now, here's the thing about men who communicate in that manner. I totally understand trying to impress women through your Instagram stories. I really do, because sometimes I'm guilty of it. I post Instagram stories to impress my crush, but you also have to communicate directly. Okay, in the 3D, you have to actually DM the person, you have to actually WhatsApp the person, you actually have to call them, you have to meet them in person, you have to actually do the work. Okay, you actually have to Zoom them, you have to video call them. You can't communicate to a person solely via Instagram stories. And when I encounter men like that, I just mute them. I do not want to engage with that. I prefer to deal with men who communicate like adults. Okay, so that might resonate for you. So what else? I also, darling, they're called non-attachment affirmations. You should meditate to them or sleep with YouTube subliminals playing in the background. I find they can help ward off any astral travelers as well. Somebody who resonates with my true fall reads needed to hear that. And if you don't know what my true fall reads are, you can go to my YouTube channel and, well, you are at my YouTube channel. You can look at the playlist, and there is a series of videos that were inspired by the Francois Truffaut and Claude Jade dynamics. And I'm also going to have another one that's inspired by Marilyn Monroe and Arthur Miller's dynamics. So that could be a thing. What I'm getting from that, the fact that I mentioned that in your reading, is I'm seeing you kind of compartmentalize your life. So there are certain it's like did I say like inappropriately there? No. Okay, so it's as if your life is an entire TV series, and there are certain phases and there are certain seasons of your life, and you compartmentalize them, but I don't necessarily think that's healthy because they still seep into your present day at the anyway. So yeah, don't bottle things up is what I'm getting. Don't bottle things up. That's unhealthy.
Bye. Isu.
Ooh, you might get a kiss. You might get a kiss. That's nice. Okay, so next is Aquarius. So you got the, oops, you might be bonking an Aries. Okay, Aquarius, you got the Love Hotel, and then you got the Japanese fish, and then you also got the basketball. So, bonking like a basketball at a Love Hotel, what the fuck, bonk, 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 laughing my ass off. Enjoy your sexy time, lol. Sexy times outdoor by the ocean might appeal you, especially on a gezellig, windy day if you're into outdoor sex, if you're into that kind of thing. Major Japan vibes, and also money, seeing Lenormand fish. So I feel like your money is going to be pretty good, hopefully, in the month of April. And so we move on to, fish might also mean you might be hooking up with a Pisces. So avoid third-party situations between you, an Aries, and a Pisces, okay? So Pisces, I see romance with somebody rugged from a country where rugby is a thing. I'm also getting baby football or futsal. So that be some European countries and the Commonwealth. I see this person not being a fan of your favorite football team though, so irreconcilable differences, heartbreak. So I'm also getting, so the annex for Pisces is, like Leo, you might want to check my Shufflemancy downloads from the 27th of March. They might resonate. Something about FIFA was mentioned. So I had a nap, and when I woke up, I noticed this notification for Ferry Corsten's new single, and then I clicked it, and next thing I knew, autoplay played these songs, and I got all these downloads. So if your love life has been pretty shitty, these might resonate with you, so that's fun. And also look out for this reading that I'm going to do for the new moon in Aries for these vibes, because with this whole Shufflemancy download, the vibe I got was of Arthur Miller and Marilyn Monroe. So I'm just gonna scroll so you can read on to the downloads I got from that day, because I really feel this might resonate for Pisces. Okay, so you can just pause if you see anything. So this Pisces, the realization that you'll never marry the fictional character you're currently in love with, and your friends and family when you accidentally leave them on read for a month. So if you've been ghosted, breadcrumbed by another person, I feel like your next boyfriend, your next husband will really hate this person's guts, especially when you finally tell them what they did to you. Okay, so this might resonate. Okay. And this might resonate for an ex-comic. When I say ex-comic, I don't necessarily mean somebody you actually dated. So for example, somebody I meet on Bumble who ghosted me can be an ex-comic to me. Doesn't mean I've ever been in a relationship with them, but they taught me a comic lesson. So there's that. And you might be dealing with an Aquarius. That's interesting because in Aquarius's reading, I said that they might either be dealing with an Aries or a Pisces. So my sexy Iranian as being sexy as fuck. And this is funny because I found this video after I after I learned about a study about how BMW drivers are more likely to be psychopaths, and instead of being offended, I found that kind of I found that flattering. I found that a compliment. Not that I drive a BMW, because I actually do not know how to drive non-hatchback cars. My car is a hatchback, but you know, I have family members who drive BMWs, and I just thought that was so funny because if they're my family members, then if they're psychos, then I'm a psycho too. So yeah, the whole Beamer thing might resonate with you, and being what I'm also getting from you is being feeling like something that should be an insult is a compliment. And I would recommend checking my latest psychomancy reading, because in that reading I did mention that in every insult anybody hurls at you, there is a hidden compliment in that insult. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I really feel like adding that in. I don't know why, because I feel like you might be traumatized by something somebody did to you, or the way somebody treated you, and you found that an insult, but in a way it's a compliment. So there's that. I hope you have a wonderful April. Bye bye. Bisous.
Bisous.